Why have I decided to do this? Don't know what to do. Where is it? Let's do it. Hello Queens, welcome back to my channel. We have got a very lovely solo Saturday day planned today. There's a couple of things that I want to do and I thought we could do them together. The first thing that I am really desperate to do is organise my bookshelves, which are just behind me. So as you can see, they're kind of like jam-packed. This is actually my TBR shelf, so these are all of the books that I haven't read yet. And then the rest of the shelves are kind of separated by genre, but right now they're just a little bit chaotic. I need to dust them as well, and then I've got little trinkets and things on here, but I think it just needs, to be redone. Like it needs a little redo, a little makeover. So I thought we could do that today because I've got the Saturday to do nothing, so I might as well make the most of it. And then the only other thing that I have on my to-do list is to do some more reading of Katabasis, which is a book by R.F. Kuang, and this is actually my first book by this author. I am actually really enjoying it. I won't go into too much of my thoughts right now because I'll do that a little bit later, but it's taken me a little while to get through. I'm about maybe not even halfway, or maybe not even halfway really. And yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit more than I was, but I'll go into a little bit more of that when we get down to actually reading it, because the first task of the day is to organise my bookshelves. So I think this is actually going to take me a bit longer than I think because they are such a mess, but that's fine. I've got myself a little coffee and we can just see how we get on. The first step is going to be getting everything off and then giving everything a wipe. The shelves are empty. We've got a clean space to work with. I honestly have so many books that I think I might have to unhaul some because like I think there's just books here that I'm probably not going to read again, and like this is the only, where is it? This is the only bookshelf that we can fit in our flat because the flat is quite small and we don't have a lot of space. And I just think realistically, I am gonna have to get rid of some. There is a really nice, like one of those free little libraries down in the park. So I think I might just put some of the books in there. I even have this ridiculous copy of Magnolia Parks in French, because I somehow managed to order it by accident. And I'm never going to read this, but weirdly I have this strange attachment to it and I almost like don't want to let it go. So whether or not this goes, I don't know. But it's things like that where I'm like, look, there's no need to keep it. But I mean, I don't know, we're just gonna see. We're gonna do a little rejig, I'm gonna do some planning, and then we'll see how it goes. So my TBR shelf is done. It's still kind of full and stressful. But what I've done is I've put my non-priority reads at the back and then my priority reads at the front. So these are all the books that I like really want to get to. And then these two books up here are actually from publishers. So I feel like I should get to those sooner rather than later, especially The Future Saints, as this actually comes out in January 2026. So I definitely want to give it a read before then. I think that is looking slightly better than it was before, but I'm not really sure. Now the rest of the shelves, I really don't know what I'm going to do with them. I kind of want my like favourite books to be front and center, you know, like the shelves that we're going to be looking at the most, and then down will be like the books that I'm not really that bothered about, and then books where I feel like I still want to keep them but don't want them on the shelf are going to go in the cupboard. And then there's going to be some books that I'm going to take to the little library or maybe even sell on Vinted. But I like the idea of books being accessible, and I don't mind giving them away for free. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan, because I have so many books down here that I'm not that bothered about keeping. Why have I decided to do this? I don't know what to do, quite frankly, because I just have too many good books and I want them all to have their own shelf and they're just not gonna fit. I really need to get myself one of those like TBR carts, because then I can just shove all my books that I need to read on that and just sort of put it in front of the suitcase? What am I on about? The bookcase, and then I can just pick books off of there. But I don't know where to get one. If you guys know, or if you guys have one, can you let me know where you bought one of your TBR carts, or if you have any other solutions for where you put your books that you have but haven't read yet. Please let me know, because I need some solutions, because right now the fact that I've got a whole shelf dedicated to books that I haven't read is really bothering me, because I want to put all of my books on there that I want to showcase and show off my favourite books, you know? This is really stressing me out. I literally just had to go sit on the sofa for like 10 minutes because I just needed a breather. I don't know what to do at this point. I almost need like a box to go under the bed that I can put all of my books in that I haven't read yet. I don't know why I decided to do this. I literally just want to sit down and read my book. It's fine, we're not going to stop, we're not going to give up until it's done. It's done! Finally. Oh my god, that was actually so much more stressful than I thought it was going to be. Let me do you a little bookshelf tour, and then I'll show you the books that I'm unhauling and the books that I'm going to go and put in the cupboard. So let's start. This is my TBR shelf. As we know, all of the books that I haven't read yet. Is it better if I stand this way? Maybe. I'm not really sure what angle this is. Okay, anyway. So up here, you can't actually see. These are my Magnolia Parks books. This is actually where they were before, but I like them up there. And then this is my TBR shelf. So every kind of book that's priority for me is at the front. Obviously, they're all fantasy because this is the mood that I'm in right now. And then underneath we have my fantasy books. These are called Pen Pals, I think. Oh, Palm Pals. My mum bought me these when she went on her trip to the Norwegian Fords on the cruise, and they are so flipping cute. So they're sitting on my bookshelf. And obviously we've got my Fourth Wing books. Obviously I don't know what I'm actually going to do when Onyx Storm comes out in paperback, because I'm going to want it. It's not going to fit on the shelf. So hopefully by then I'll be able to get another shelf. Hang on one second. So I've got a Fourth Wing. Then I've got The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I absolutely loved. And this is actually a signed edition as well, which is amazing. Then we've got my sprayed edges versions of Reckless and Powerless. And then we've got One Dark Window here, which is again another top tier series. It's so, so good. My amazing best series that I've read in the world, ACOTAR. It has its own shelf with my little bookmark cup. I don't know what else to say that. And then this is my Stephanie Garber shelf, because again, she's amazing. And we've got my little friend holding the place warm for my Alchemy of Secrets hardback. I've got my Cannibal series and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Almost to the bottom shelf, I've got all of my romance books. Now, I actually have some at the back because I have so many books that I just couldn't fit them all on one shelf, which is a shame because I don't like any of them hidden, but it is what it is. And then right at the bottom is all of my Freedom McFadden books and the thriller books that I actually enjoy. That honestly, that took me way longer than I was hoping it was going to take, because it's 2:22, and actually that's not that bad considering we have the whole afternoon and evening together. I do want to do some reading of Katabasis. Where am I going to put this on the shelf? I've just thought. Oh, it might have to just go on my ACOTAR shelf. I really need another bookshelf, which I'm considering getting and putting in the other corner of the bedroom, but I don't want it to feel crowded. That's the only issue. But anyway, I really want to get some reading done of Katabasis. I haven't got the dust jacket on it because I didn't want to ruin it. It's actually on the floor right now. So let me go make a drink. Let's get cozy on the sofa and then we'll go through my thoughts. Oh no, because I said I was going to show you the books that I'm unhauling first. Let's do that and then we can start reading Katabasis. These are the books that I'm unhauling, okay? There's not actually too many. So we are unfortunately going to be putting the French version of the Magnolia Parks book in the little library. Not sure if any French people are around here, but if they are, then you're welcome to take my lovely book. I'm also going to be unhauling these two books by Shari Lepiner, just because I don't remember a single thing about them, and that means that I must not have enjoyed them as much as I thought I did. I also remember that when I was reading this one that I really didn't enjoy it that much, so these are gonna go. And the last book I'm unhauling is Like a Charm by Kerry Barrett. Now this book I read as part of my 24-hour readathon that I did ages ago, and it was literally not for me at all. Like, I think I only rated this like 2 stars, so it's going, because I just don't have the space. So then the books I'm going to put in the cupboard, I actually have so many of these. So let's start with this set. These are books that I haven't read yet, but they're all Christmassy books. So these I'm going to put in the cupboard until Christmas, which I know, I mean, like, it's literally the end of October next week, so they're only going to be in the cupboard for about a month, but that's fine. They'll go back in there probably after Christmas. I actually bought these in the works for like 50p each, I'm sure, or like £1 each last year. It was so good. So I've got Sue Moorcroft's The Christmas Love Letters, Home Sweet Christmas by Susan Mallory. This one looks very cute. A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. So I feel like I saw quite a bit about this one, so I'm very excited to read that. And then I also have The Christmas Book Club by Sarah Morgan. Good little selection there. I think when it comes to Christmas, I'm going to really enjoy these books. And then the other books that I'm going to be putting in there are the Dream Harbour series books that I have so far. I love this series so much. Like, it's the perfect kind of cozy vibe. I didn't care for the Christmas Tree Farm that much, but I decided that I'm going to put them in there because they're very seasonal, and they're books that I don't really need to have out all year round. I mean, obviously, like, do you know what? One thing that actually annoyed me was that this book, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, was set in like August or something. And I was like, you've got like red and brown leaves. This is not a summer book. Anyway, sorry, enough rambling about that. They're going in the cupboard. This is a book that I actually DNF'd, and I may go back to it at some point, but I didn't want it on the shelf taking up space when I'm not ready to read it yet. So look, I've literally still got the bookmark in there, so you know, it's going until then. Then I've got a couple of Colleen Hoover books, which I don't want to unhaul because I actually enjoyed these books, especially this one. I thought it was really sad. But Colleen Hoover is not an author that I'm really that bothered about reading all of her books, so they're just going to go in the cupboard. Also, this is so random, but like my nail lady really likes Colleen Hoover, so I'm kind of thinking maybe one day I might gift her these and if she wants to read them, so I just want to put them in the cupboard for now. These two books I'm actually really sad about going in the cupboard because I love this series. Like, the Throne of Glass series is honestly one of my favourite series in the entire world, so it kind of hurts my soul a little bit that I'm putting them in the cupboard because they're all tabbed and ready to go, although I actually think some of the tabs fell off. The thing is, I don't have the rest of this series in paperback, and I'm probably not going to be buying it for the foreseeable future because we just don't have the space. Like, I don't even think the whole series would fit on one of these shelves, so yeah, they're gonna have to go in the cupboard for now. The next two books I feel like might be a little bit controversial. I think I might upset a couple of people, but the Boys of Tommen series. These are the only two books of the Boys of Tommen series that I actually own, and I don't want to unhaul them in case I end up reading the rest of the series at some point, but I don't care for the series. But the thing is, if they were half the size books, if the books were half the size, I would love the series so much. I know that for a fact. I can't justify an 800-page romance book. It's too long. Keeping 13 was actually worse than Binding 13 because there were so many scenes that were just the same thing over and over again, and I don't know if I'm going to be continuing on with this series. And then that's it. Those are the books I'm unhauling and the books that are going in the cupboard. I'm going to go put them in the cupboard, and then I'm going to go and have a nice sit down with a drink and read some Katabasis. We'll catch up in a second. Katabasis, let's talk about it. Initially, I did find this book quite difficult to get into, purely because, to be honest with you, I've never really read anything like this before. I've read academia books before and I love them. I love that kind of like college or academy setting. I don't know why, I just absolutely live for it. Like Fourth Wing, obsessed. Diabound, obsessed. Like, I love that kind of setting. And obviously those are like more fantasy books, and this is probably more like academia. I don't really know. Does anybody know what genre Katabasis falls into? Please tell me. But I'm guessing it's kind of like academia. And initially I did find it a little bit more difficult to get into for a few reasons. So the first reason is because it's written in third person. Now for me, I prefer books to be written in first person. I just feel like that way I can imagine myself as the main character, and I feel like I just get so much more out of it. Do you know what I mean? So it took me a little while to get used to the fact that it's third person. And then also, this book is set as some PhD students that are studying at Cambridge University, and they're doing like some sort of magic course. I don't know, they're doing research on magic basically. Basically what happens is they're like university advisor ends up dying, so they need him because he's like the most renowned university advisor, and they need him to get like really good jobs after they finish their PhDs. So they go to hell to find him and bring him back so that they can finish their course. Basically, that's what the premise of this book is about. When they get there, they obviously have to then try and find him, and that's where I'm at the moment, is that Alice and Peter have got to hell and they're now currently on the hunt for their advisor. I can't remember his name. Professor Jacob Grimes is who they've gone to find in hell. So yeah, I mean, obviously because it's set in like obviously quite a renowned university, they use some words, and it's quite philosophical as well, which I don't really understand. But some of the words they use, I'm a bit like, I don't know what you're saying, and I don't know what that means. So that took a little while to get used to, but I feel like now that I'm a little bit more into the book, I am enjoying it a lot more. But I'm currently on page 240. I'm in the middle of a chapter. I don't know why I keep doing this, honestly. I keep reading and then finishing in the middle of a chapter. Like, the end of the chapter is only a few pages away, so I don't know what I'm doing. But I've got my ambience up on the TV. I've got my hydrocreatine. This is in the flavour strawberry and mango. And I've also got myself some strawberries as a little snack. So I literally have nothing else to do now for the rest of the afternoon. Let's just read. I do quite like about this book is it does have a way of like making you think about things. The lighting is a bit weird, sorry, the sun is literally so low and it's just like creating these weird like beams. But I'm gonna be honest, I am actually finding this so hard to get into. I'd say I'm like just over halfway now, so I am gonna finish the book, but I'm just finding it really hard to like lock in and be really invested in the storyline and the characters. I think I just feel a little bit like indifferent about it, and I can see why people love this. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's a bad book by any means. I just think maybe it's not the book for me. Yeah, I'm not really that invested. I'm not loving it. I'm not obsessed, and I want to be obsessed. Right, I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of Pilates, and then I'm going to have an everything shower and get all cozy and ready for bed, because it's 5:20 now. And I really wanted to do some Pilates today, and I haven't really done much movement. I did go out for a walk, but I think it's still good to do some Pilates, so I'm going to do that now. I think I'm going to get all settled and ready for bed with my book, so let's do it. And I've got myself all ready for bed, but I've decided I want to read a different book instead of carrying on with Katabasis this afternoon, this evening, just because I'm not really feeling it, and I think that if I'm not really feeling it, then I don't want to force myself to read it, because I think that will make it worse. So we're putting Katabasis down for a bit, and I'm going to read a book that I actually started while I was on the train home from work. When was it? Thursday, and that is The Stars Are Dying because it was on Kindle Unlimited. But I'm going to start it from the beginning because A, I didn't actually log it as currently reading on my Fable, and also because I can't really remember what was going on because I was kind of a bit distracted. So I'm going to start from the beginning just so I can properly immerse myself into the world. I only got 4% in, so it really isn't going to make much of a difference if I go back to the beginning. So that's what we're going to do this evening. Actually, I wanted to put my candle on, so I might go and get my candle as well and really ramp up the vibes, and I will get a different ambience because it's not really matching the vibes. I can't really remember what this book was about. I think it's got vampires in it. Let's just have a look at Fable and see what Fable says it's about. So let's just read the blurb together. Astria is a prisoner of her own mind, the past sliding from her grasp like water, but she knows she must escape the tyrannical king who holds her captive and find her clouded memories once again. This quest leads her to the Libertatum, a succession of trials hosted by the king in which 5 human lands compete for a cycle of safety from the vampires seeking blood, claiming souls and savaging after dark. But even winning the Libertatum will not keep Astria safe from vampires. She's made a bargain with Night, the beautiful deadly vampire who stalks her dreams and haunts her waking hours. He promises to keep her safe, but she knows she cannot trust him, cannot trust his lies, even as she finds herself drawn deeper and deeper into his seductive embrace. Caught between Night and her own mysteries, Astria must decide if winning the Libertatum for her kingdom is worth her life or if protection and the answers to her past really are her strongest desires. So I think it sounds quite good. I mean, it only has a 3.44 rating on Fable, but I quite often like things that people don't like, so I'm gonna give it a go. Also, how cute is this little Kindle sleeve I got from Fleurs and Sundays? It's actually the most adorable thing ever. It's got little bears on, and my stickers are all from Fleurs and Sunday as well, apart from, where is it? This ghost one, that's not from Fleurs and Sunday, but the rest of them are. How cute! So I'm ready to read this. I think I might get some like celestial kind of ambience going on because obviously this is about stars, and I'm very excited to get into like a proper fantasy series, and I think this is a complete series. And it's all on Kindle Unlimited as well. So if I could just binge that, I will be very happy. Let me read this to you. He'd learned that dying, no matter how slow and painful the seconds before a final breath, was nothing compared to living infinite more days without the one he loved. No, love was too mundane a word for the split in his soul she cleaved in her wake. Oh my god, I'm kind of obsessed already. Hello, good morning. It's the next day and we haven't spoken about The Stars Are Dying yet, so we need to do a little update. My initial thoughts of this are that I'm actually obsessed already. I really enjoy this, and I feel like the fact that it's about vampires is actually perfect for this time of year, and I'm just loving it already. At the minute, I think we've met the main love interest. I think I know who it is, and they're kind of like, nothing is really happening between them there. I mean, I'm very early in, so I'm glad that nothing is happening between them yet. I mean, I'm literally page 54 and 14% of the way through, and he's already, I think, if it is him, if I am right, he's already kind of protecting her, which I love. And at the minute, it's very much like, are they or are they not? And like, they haven't really met each other that much, but he's already, I'm trying not to spoil it, but I'm already like kind of obsessed, and I think already it's quite fast paced. Like, something is already happening where you're a bit like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen? Like, is she gonna be able to get away? Like, what's the situation? So yeah, for initial thoughts, I'm actually really enjoying it, and I did have a look at some reviews last night, and the reviews are pretty good over on BookTok. So I think this is definitely going to be something that I really like. The only annoying thing is I kind of wish that I'd managed to get hold of the physical copy of this, because the indie published one, because it's got the most gorgeous artwork on the inside, which I just love. It just brings the characters to life a little bit and makes it feel so much more special. But I think that the UK copy does have the artwork in it. However, the UK copy is not as nice as the indie published copy. I feel like it's probably going to be way too late now to get the indie published copy, but it is absolutely stunning. But anyway, I am going to settle down and do a little bit more reading of The Stars Are Dying. I've got myself a fresh cup of coffee and I'm just going to sit here and do some cozy reading. I'm very excited about this book, guys. Coming to her rescue. This is what we wanted. Oh my god, listen to this. Listen. Think of me and I will answer. He spoke to my mind, then he pulled away, lingering against my mouth to say aloud, long for me, and I'm right here with you. I am actually obsessed with this book so much. It's so good. So I have a theory. 21% in. Now, I'm not usually the best at predicting books, nor do I like to predict books, because then sometimes I think that it's not that good. But maybe this is painfully obvious. I'm not going to say what my theory is because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I think I have a theory and I think I could be right. I mean, actually, to be fair, I think that might be painfully obvious to everybody else, but I don't know. I'm actually loving this so much, and it's not that long either. I was just looking at, it's only like 415 pages, so it's not like a super long book either. I wish I'd started reading this like the whole day yesterday, because I think I could have finished it this weekend and then moved on to book 2, because I'm pretty sure there's like 3 books in this series. I might be wrong actually. Maybe I didn't download them all. Let's have a look on Fable, because I'm pretty sure this is a series. And if it is a series, then I want to read all of it. Like, I want to binge it. Yeah, then it's The Night is Defying, and then the last one is The Dark is Descending. Oh. So they're all out. So that's good to know, because then I can read them all. And I'm sure they'll all be on Kindle Unlimited as well, because the first one is. Oh, there's just so many books that I want to read, and I just have this like overwhelming fear that I'm not gonna have time to read all of the books that I want to read, and it makes me really sad. Like, I need to quit my job and just become a full-time reader at this point, because I don't have the time to read all the books that I want to read, and that makes me sad. Anyway, we're not gonna have the time if we keep yapping on, so let's continue. I'm not even 100 pages in, I'm still on page 84, but I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm coming back to read. It is a little while later, like literally about over a week later, and I have a confession to make. I actually ended up DNFing The Stars Are Dying as well, which I feel like might come as a bit of a shock, and I feel like I did a complete 180 on the book, because I went from absolutely loving it to just sort of like feeling really indifferent about it, and then it was like, as the book was going on, it just started to get so boring. And the thing is, nothing was just nothing was happening. It got to about 50% and I was like, this has really slowed down, and I just stopped enjoying it as much as I was. It just felt like nothing was happening, nothing was really progressing, and then it started to like not make sense. Like, it started to feel like there were gaps in the plot, and yeah, I don't know, I just started to get really confused, and I was like, what's actually happening? And the author uses really lyrical language, which I absolutely love. Like, it's honestly my favorite like way to read a book. However, it wasn't adding anything to the story, so then it just kind of felt like a bit of a mess. I feel really bad saying that, because someone's obviously like taken their time to write the book, but yeah, it wasn't for me at all. Like, I actually DNF'd it because I was like, I can't be bothered to finish it. It got to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't actually care what happens at the end, and I was just like, no, I don't want to waste my time reading something that I'm not even enjoying. So this reading vlog was an absolute fail, but that's okay. 2 DNFs in 1 reading vlog. Have you ever heard of anything so ludicrous? No, I have not. But oh well, it is what it is. We tried, and hopefully in the next reading vlog it will be more successful. But I just wanted to say thank you for joining me and keeping me company on my solo Saturday, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching.